So my name is Tony Gonzalez, and today we are here talking to Oliver Hartmann, who is going to release a new CD, a new album called Get Over It. So how are you, Oliver?
Hi, Tony. Nice to talk to you. I'm doing fine. I'm really doing fine. Yeah.
I follow your career since 2012 with Balance, and your band is considering one of the best modern German rock and hard rock acts. Tell me, what does it really mean for you?
Oh, of course, music is always a matter of taste, but we try to, how to say, combine all the influences that I have since my childhood days, all the rock and hard rock, and also metal music from the 70s and 80s. And when I started to release albums and to write songs for Hartmann, I always tried to keep these roots on one hand, but also on the other hand to transport all that due to the actual time, to the current time. So we also have influences of nowadays. So every album is a little different, but you can always hear that we come from bands as Deep Purple, Whitesnake, Journey, and many others. So yeah, typical, let's say, hard rock, bluesy hard rock, and also AOR rock, of course. Yeah.
However, here in Spain, we know you more because you are part of the Avantasia project. And tell me, how did you get in Avantasia?
When Avantasia started to record the first album in '99, Tobias Summit, he called me because he knew me as a singer of the neoclassical power metal band Advance that released the first album in '99 too. And he liked my voice, and he called me and asked me how if I like to join the project as a background singer, and also maybe if I would be interested in singing two parts of the whole metal opera, because Dio and other singers declined to be part of it. So he asked me to do their parts, and I felt honored, and we did that. But nobody in the end, how to say, expected during that time that Avantasia would be that successful as it was in the years after, and still is today. And in 2008, we did our first tour with Avantasia. And first of all, he had me in mind as a singer for this project. And then he was also looking for a guitar player. And then Sasha Pate, the producer and also guitar player of Avantasia, he told Toby, "Why don't you ask Oliver to play guitar? Because he's also a brilliant guitar player." And that's how I had to say ended up in the lineup of Avantasia as a guitar player, where I sometimes have the possibility to also sing a part here and there. Yeah.
But Oliver, I think that this was the moment when the situation changed because I remember that I saw Avantasia at Leyendas del Rock. Maybe it was the last years that Leyendas was
Yeah.
out, yes. And I remember that Tobias uh, always mentioned you more than once every night. But even when you sing in your own band in Avantasia, for example, in the show, I was waiting for you singing and not only playing the guitar, and it didn't happen. Tell me why.
It didn't happen. Yeah, I think the reason is how to say, Avantasia is an all-star project with many singers. We have 5 to 6 singers on stage that all have to be and want to be featured during a show. So there's not much space left for me to sing parts. Maybe sometimes here and there. In 2019. I sang all the parts of Ronnie Atkins because unfortunately couldn't be part of the festivals in summer. So I took over his parts on a few songs as for Let the Storm Descend Upon You and other things. So yeah, I had the chance to sing some parts there, but unfortunately, due to a very sad reason, because he had cancer and went through surgeries and health programs. So for God's sake, he's healthy now again and can be on stage. So I'm happy that he's singing the parts again now. So on this current tour at the moment, um, I'm singing some parts on the song Avantasia during the longer festivals, and a few parts here and there on other songs. But yeah, I leave it to the 5 or 6 singers we have to be featured as great metal and hard rock vocalists. So I step back and play guitar. It's fine for me. Yeah.
Yes. So you mentioned that Tobias met you when you were in Advance.
Yeah.
So tell me, are you part of the Advance right now?
No, I already left the band in 2002 after we did our 4th album called Only Human. And we did a tour afterwards with Rhapsody, a European tour. And then I left the band due to personal reasons. And then I started to concentrate more on what I do now with Hartmann, which is not that, let's say, metal. It's more rock, hard rock, what I do now with Hartmann.
Yes, I read that you were a session musician working for Hammerfall, Rhapsody,
Yeah, of
Helloween,
course. Yeah.
Edguy. What kind of work you are doing when you are a session musician? A guitar player or singing?
Both. I mean, most of the studio sessions I do for other bands, or I also do a lot of for radio stations, is normally, let's say, 95% as a singer. So when bands ask me to do backing vocals on their albums, as you mentioned, Helloween, Hammerfall, Edguy, Freedom Call, and many other bands that always call me when they do new albums to do backing vocals for them. And I sometimes do a little bit as a guitar player, but not that often. Mostly it's as a singer. Yeah, and it's
Yes.
always fun. Yeah.
Yes. So I check and I see that you work more than 24 hours a day
No,
because
that's not possible. Yeah, I mean, I'm working a lot because I have, let's say, beside Avantasia and my band Hartmann, I also have other projects that are doing very well. I have a Pink Floyd tribute that is called Echoes, that is pretty famous in Germany and also in other parts of Europe. So we tour a lot with that project. I also do lots of studio work. Yeah, so there's a lot to do, but I still have time to to have a time out and enjoy, let's say, my free days here and there. But yeah, I got a lot to do, but I'm happy for that, you know.
yes, in Echoes, did you cover what part of the Pink Floyd discography do you cover? The first part or the more commercial?
We concentrate more on the commercial part. We start with albums as metal, with songs as Echoes, and then over to Wish You Were Here, Animals, of course, Dark Side of the Moon, and also some newer songs here and there. We concentrate more on the more commercial songs that most of the people know. But of course, we also have some songs here and there from their first albums. Here and there, some songs as a special, but normally we concentrate more on the commercial stuff. Yeah.
Yes, and is a rock mid-classic working in this moment?
You mean as a live band?
Yes. Are you working with them or not anymore? Is the project working? Tell me.
Yeah, it's now it's working fine again, because as all musicians and all bands, of course, we had a 2 year or more or less 2 year break during Corona. We had some small, let's say, time frames, time windows during the summer seasons where we have been able, besides Corona, to play some smaller festivals, and we did some live streams. But for God's sake, since this spring, we are able to tour again normal, and it's working fine. It's close to sold out or sold out clubs. So at the moment, we keep our fingers crossed that everything will stay like this. Also, when looking forward to the autumn, where everything could be a little more problematic again, but we keep our fingers crossed that everything will turn out fine in the end.
I thought for a moment that you were involved in all these projects at the same time. So, poof, it's almost impossible to do this.
yeah, that was the reason. It became, how to say, unfortunately, a bit too much, and things were happening then at the same time, touring with Avantasia or with Rock Meets Classic. So I had to decide. And since I'm a member of Avantasia since the first year and since the first tour, it was, let's say, clear for me and obvious that I will join this project also in future times. So I had to step back and leave Rock Meets Classic, but we're still in contact, and yeah, there's still a lot to do still since then with combining Avantasia tours with Echoes, and I also try to do a little bit of touring when I do new albums with Hartmann, as I did now with the new album Get Over It, that is coming out in September. And yeah, it's always difficult to combine all these things, but at the moment it's working fine.
Yes, Oliver, I like the title, Get Over It, but I think that is not your style. But maybe I'm going to ask you, get over it is related to the lockdown, the pandemic, the daily situation.
Yeah, somehow, because how to say, during these first month of lockdown, Corona was in spring 2020. All of us musicians, or maybe everybody over the world, all over the world, everybody has had to find a new way to live a different life, to stay at home. Some were able to do their normal work in a home office and still earn their money. For us musicians, it was a bit problematic because we live from touring and from doing records, and all this was not really possible during that time, especially touring. And so we had to find new ways to look into the future. So it was, I tried to, how to say, to not to moan too much about the situation, because it's something you can't change. It's the same for everybody of us. So, and then I started to try turning the negative side into a positive thing. That means to step out of this hamster wheel that we're all in, and to really use this free time. Maybe even if you don't have money, but to use this free time and to concentrate, especially on a project like Hartmann, and to write songs and to take care of that without any time pressure or anything, without touring in between with other bands. So I really had 2 years of time for songwriting and to take care of that. So it was good. It was good. So I think for me personally, this is one of the best albums we did so far. One of the most homogene albums. And yeah, it really helped a lot during this process to have more time than usually. So in the end, yeah, get over it means like don't look too much what is happening now, all the negative things, because you can't really change it, just little things that you can't change as a single person. So concentrate on yourself, be yourself, and try to use your positive energy and the plus of time you have to do your thing.
Yes, it's good that you say this and have this idea, because I imagine that when the lockdown started, your CD called 15 Pearls and Gems, that it was
Yeah,
to
we just
celebrate
released it
15
in
years.
April 2020.
Yes, it was really, and maybe you were preparing the German tour, maybe a European tour, and tell me, all of this was totally gone, or you are taking again part of this?
Yeah, in 2020, everything was completely gone. We already booked a German tour and parts of Europe, and we were really looking forward to do this anniversary tour, because it was our 15th anniversary, and to tour more than we did before. And of course, we had to cancel all that. And then we had a small, let's say, time space in 2021, where we have been able to pick up this idea of touring, but in a different way, because we switched from the normal electric band to an acoustic lineup. We included Ina Morgan, who's also part of Avantasia as a background singer. I know her since many years, and she's a brilliant singer. She also sang When the Rain Begins to Fall, the cover version that we did on 15 Pearls and Jams. and she agreed to be part of Hartmann as an acoustic lineup, also playing a little bit of guitar. So we had the chance in 2021 in summer and in autumn to play a tour from at least 15 shows, which was not that bad during that time, to pick up this touring idea and to present the new and the old songs, maybe in a different style as an acoustic lineup, but to at least go out on tour and to play for the people. And this was really nice.
Perfect. So now that the situation is getting a little more normal and you are just releasing Get Over It, are you going to mix the music from Get Over It from the classical?
Yeah, of course. We're looking forward now to our first live show on Wednesday here in Germany on a smaller festival. And yeah, we will first play the first single that came out now, another song that will come out in August as a second single. And of course, we will mix all the songs that we played during the last 15 years. I mean, it's we have some songs as Out in the Cold or Alive Again, Don't Give Up Your Dream, and yeah, songs of 10 albums that became somehow classics for us and also for the fans. Yeah, and we will play all these songs and combine them with a few new ones.
You again look for such a poet to produce the CD. Tell me, why do you consider that he is the best to produce your music?
Because we know each other for a very, very long time. We started to work together in 2002, where he did the mix for Only Human, the last album that I recorded with Advance. And we from the first minute, we got along very fine. And he's a great person. He's not also a great engineer. He's also a good friend. And of course, I'm producing all the music, the arrangements, and everything at home in my studio. But when it comes to a final mix of an album, it's always good to have somebody with some new, fresh pair of ears to listen to the music that you have been working on for 1 year or more. For this album, maybe nearly 2 years. So it's hard to be, how to say, really objective about things. And yeah, so it's always good to have him to sort out songs which would fit on the album and which maybe not, and also to have a great engineer in the end to mix the album.
The first single was The Gun.
Yeah.
That, and what I'm going to tell you, maybe you will consider that I'm crazy, but you must know that something is what you think, write and play, and maybe the listener listen another thing that is totally different. For example, to me, when I listen The Gun, I remember Tom Jones, the singer, the song Sex Bomb, because
Yeah.
yes, yes. And tell me, why did you select The Gun as a single?
How to say? I mean, we were of course discussing which singles to put out before the release. We will have 3 singles before the album will finally come out in mid of September. And how to say, this song is maybe sounding a bit different to things that we have done in the past. It's not that typical AOR rock song. It's a bit different, but we somehow like the topic of the song. We like the groove of the song, and we said, like, let's choose this. It's a bit different than all the stuff we did before, but it still sounds like Hartmann, and we all liked that song. So we decided to release this as a first single. Yeah.
I remember some years ago, you released a song called Simple Man.
Yeah.
With Eric Martin from Mr. Big.
Yeah.
And yes, and even he goes to you to film the video. And tell me, is Simple Man becoming a classical song from Hartmann?
Absolutely. Since 2008, since we recorded it for Hands on the Wheel, it's still always a fixed part in our live set list. So we will still play it. Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Yes, and I have
and we just played it. Was lucky in Spain on a festival. We played it there because Eric Martin had a solo show, and I accompanied him as a guitar player. And of course, I learned all his songs, and we played that as a duet with 2 guitars and 2 vocals. And we also played Simple Man. It was really fun.
So, and I have read in some articles that some people compare your vocal tone, your voice, with David Coverdale's in some moments. What do you think about the comparison?
Yeah, I think they're here and there. I think they are right. I mean, we do our music is a bit different than Whitesnake, but it's easy. It's plain to see where I'm coming from as a musician, and also especially as a singer. I grew up with all these albums from Deep Purple, and I was listening a lot to albums as Stormbringer and many others. All these early Whitesnake albums. So I'm influenced a lot by his voice, and my let's say my vocal timbre is a bit it's coming very close to what he's doing. So yeah, here and there it sometimes sounds a bit like Coverdale.
Yes, but
It could
I
be
ask
worse comparisons. Yeah.
yes, I ask you because one of my favorite songs in the CD is One Step Behind,
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah.
and I think that there is a musical line that reminds me the White Snake classic "Don't Break My Heart Again." The part is no, and
Yeah. You're right. Yeah. 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 Yeah.
yes,
Yeah.
what is done on purpose.
uh Things like that just really happen by chance. I mean, you just have 12 tones in music, and everything probably has already been said. So it's quite normal that you sometimes pick up melodies or things that maybe exist, or like 50-60% already exist in other songs, but these things just happen by chance. It's quite normal. It's the same when you listen to a song as Sign of the Cross by Avantasia. You can easily compare it to a song like Heaven and Hell of Black Sabbath, and many other things. It's you have your influences as a musician, and you sometimes pick up things in your subconscious, and yeah, yeah.
Okay, this is my last question because maybe you have another meeting right now. This autumn, you have planned to come to Spain. Do you already know the dates and places?
We still don't know the dates. We were planning to do this still this autumn, but it's very difficult at the moment to get venues for a tour that we do now, because we can't how to say, have many off days. So we have to plan a tour with 4 or 5 shows in a row in Spain. So it unfortunately it won't be possible to do this autumn. But we now switched it to February or maybe March next year, and I'm pretty sure that we will get it done during the next weeks, so we can announce these tour dates as soon as possible. Because we really enjoyed to be on tour in 2019 for the first time in Spain, and we're really looking forward to playing Spain again, because it's a great country. You have a great audience. We have many fans there, so we're really looking forward to that.
I hope to see you, if not this year, maybe next year here in Madrid.
Yeah, hopefully. I'm pretty sure we will. Yeah.
Yes. Okay, Oliver, thank you very much for your time.
Thank you. I want to say thanks to you for taking your time. I want to say hello to all your readers of This Is Rock magazine, and of course, a big hello to all fans in Spain. And I hope to see them soon.
Thank you very much, Oliver.
You're welcome.
Yes, bye bye.
Bye bye.